Rise up, brothers and sisters, boys and girls, kings and queens, friends, frenemies, and you agents. My name is Brother Marley. This is the Gambia One channel. We're talking about the Gambia again. Before I say anything else, check out this video that was posted up on Facebook yesterday, and then we'll talk about it.
I hope everyone is well. I am checking in for the latest update. It is referring to the fact that there have been multiple marabou attempts on my life. So I happened to go to the mall and I said, let me order a meal from, I'm not going to eat from the local places because I believe they're all in on it. Like they've made a deal that if you give her that little special seasoning, you'll get a cut of whatever is going to be distributed. So even though people are nice and smile in your face, they will poison you. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go down the way a little bit to this place that is American owned, and hopefully I won't have any issues there. Now, the strange thing was, look how spirit worked. This young boy comes out of nowhere, and the young boy sits down to eat, very tall. He sits down to eat, and he says, you know, this food is so good. He had like chicken curry. He said, this is so good. And he looked me straight in my eye and he said, Gambians don't use curry. I'm like, okay, but you know, maybe they're trying something different. I said, but it's not a Gambian lady cooking. It's a Nigerian woman cooking. He said it again. Gambians don't use curry. And he said it slow. And I'm like, you're right, they don't use curry. I said, but, you know, like I said, the Nigerian woman is cooking, but maybe she is the one using the curry. He said, curry is not an African thing. It is an Indian thing. I said, okay. So the brother eats his food and he leaves. So I get home and I go to eat this samosa. And like I said, I see energy on things. And I don't think people believe me when I say that. Let me tell you how 2 of the samosa seemed like they were okay. But that 3rd and 4th one was wrapped differently. It had a wicked face on it. And the other one had a marking of like someone throwing up. And I said, I know somebody didn't tamper with my food. I go to the curry. The curry is so hot, you can't even eat it. Now, that's the way to hide a poison, right? Because I know I told this lady I don't eat pepper. I said, okay, so I know I'm not going to eat that. I smell the rice, and I smell chemicals on the rice. Yes, I have hypersensitivity to hearing, to smelling, to tasting, okay? So I said, I'm going to take this food back. Since I thought it was a setup already, I didn't go back the next day. I went back the following day. And when I came back the following day, the husband, he's coming out to leave. So I have the food and I go to hand it to him. He's like, what's this? I said, it's the food from the other day. He said, well, just throw it away. I looked at him. Oh, you want me to throw it away? So he takes it, he throws it away. And I said, so what happened? He said, what do you mean? I said, what did you do with your employees that poisoned my food? What do you mean? Did you fire them? Well, I can't just fire them on one person's word. I said, wow. I didn't say another word. I walked past him. I sat down to charge up my devices. And I knew in that moment, all of them was a part of it. All of them is a part of it. And it just coincidentally happened to be that the wife was leaving to go back to the States the next day. Because all this wicked stuff they doing to diasporans, killing us on the continent, people showing up dead and nobody know what happened. God, Allah, does not approve of this. And that's why I'm here. But they're going to catch on soon. Because every time somebody do something to me, believe I say a special prayer for them.
Now, when I was watching that video, I kind of felt like as though she was being paranoid. You know, she's being paranoid in that video. She's taking stuff that hasn't happened and making it mean that something bad's gonna happen. And so That's not the way to be. You got to be a little bit more calm about how you interact with people and how you're viewing people. Don't keep looking out for the worst. Funny enough, in that last video I did about the three sisters who had passed away previously, so there have been three sisters who have passed away, aging, age ranging from mid 60s to mid 50s, had all passed away in the Gambia in an area called the Combo region, South Combo region. So you got Gambia, the smallest country on this mainland continent. And within the Gambia, you've got an area called the Combos, and in the south of the Combos is where you'll find most of the visitors within the Gambia, and those of us who want to live over here. So it's a very small area with a very, very small population, and three sisters have died. Now, in my last video, I was saying that to me is a pattern, you know? One is sad, two is tragic, three is a pattern. And I got so much pushback from people saying, yo, you're being paranoid, why are you looking for the worst possible outcome? It's not so bad, you don't know everything, you're making a lot of this stuff up. Yeah, sure. So I reached out to Sister Andrea this afternoon, saying to her, look, I hear you're not doing well. How is everything? How are you doing? What can I do to help? In fact, I'll put a post up. I'll show you what I wrote on there. I got no reply from my sister. But what I did see on Facebook, I got confirmation today she passed away last night. So there I am, thinking that sister is being paranoid, while at the same time other people are telling me that I'm being paranoid because I'm seeing a pattern for the last three sisters that passed away. Now we've got four sisters have died in the small area of the South Combo of the smallest country on this flipping continent. And somehow I'm the one that needs to be quiet. No, that can't be. People are telling me, in the last video I said, sisters from the States, from what I understand, that if you have a firearms license in the States, then you are licensed to carry a firearm over here, in the Gambia. That's what I've been told. I don't know how true that is. But from what I understand, many of our American brothers and sisters are packing. So, I'm getting, are you crazy? How can you be telling people to do that? I'm not telling people to do anything. But what I'm saying is, don't come over here thinking that everything is fine. Don't come over thinking that the love and affinity that we have for Mama Africa stretches to the local people here in Africa. They haven't had the same education as we've had. They haven't had the same media that we've had. If the only media that we got about Africa was from the mainstream, it would be Africans are all eating other human beings. We would hear that there's no food on the continent. Like, this place is tropical. There's food falling out of the sky, literally. But the mainstream media will tell you that there's no food here, that people are starving hungry, that babies are all walking around with distended bellies and flies flying around their eyes. That's what the mainstream media told us. But what we was learning from others, people who have been here to the continent, is that you can find a great level of love and camaraderie with people here. You can create for yourself a lovely level of living here. There's things that can be done here. So there's many of us who want the best for Africa and want the best for ourselves living in Africa. But the media that is pumped over here about us from the West is very different to the media that is pumped over here about European people. So European people, they're Tarzan, they're swinging from the trees and they're talking to the animals, while black people can't do that. You know, uh, European people, they're at the forefront of technology. Like, if you need an iPhone, you need to get it from the West. Not understanding that many of the engineers who are building designing those iPhones are black people. The modern mainstream media over here in the Gambia is, the you need the Arnold Schwarzenegger to come and save you. You need James Bond to come and save you. That's the kind of thing. Whereas black people, we're all shooting each other and we're all stabbing each other. We're just dangerous. So the love that we have coming over here isn't reciprocated, because what people are being told is that we're not like them. There's already a barrier. Yeah, there's a problem here. There really is. And I know, people have told me as well, I should stop talking about this because I'm going to persuade people not to come to Africa. And I apologize if your business is being affected by me telling the truth on this video, but I'm going to tell the truth. I am. Look, what many sisters have told me is that there is a level of respect and people giving you your space if it's known that you are married, that you have a husband, that you have someone that is male who owns you. It sounds quite crass, and I know that I want to get pushback. No, that's not true. I'm just telling you what I've been told, okay? So if you don't agree with it, keep it to yourself, because no one cares anymore. I'm only talking about how sisters can stay safe. Do what they need to do and stay safe. I'm not saying don't come over here, because that is not my job. Come over if you want to come over. Please be safe while you do it. Tactics that I've heard is let it be known that you're here with a man, you're here with a brother. If you're coming here and you don't have a brother, then find one. There's ways and means. Do it, man. I'm just so tired. And rising power to Sister Andrea. And she had a shop called Waste Not, Want Not, where people could bring in the stuff that they no longer wanted in order for her to resell on to other people who wanted that. It was like on the main highway, big old shop she had. So she was doing things over here in the Gambia, and I wish her well on her onward journey.